Our ability to learn and generate synthetic data has greatly increased, as has the volume of data we use to train these models. That's one of the reasons. Naturally, Blackwell's ability to generate tokens at astonishing speeds is the other factor. All of these elements have combined to create an exceptionally high demand for Blackwell. Let's discuss our plans for utilizing this technology. I felt the headline was excellent. NVIDIA is AI in India ***. I thought it was extremely cool that you could use NVIDIA to build the rest of the text, save for the letter V. You may not be aware of this, but we had to name our business in 1993. And the reason we ultimately decided on NVIDIA, I'll give you the extreme short version, was because I genuinely adored NVIDIA. It seems like a magical location. NVIDIA, India sounded like a fantastic location. Therefore, we could accomplish nearly anything if it turns out that rapid computing and computer graphics weren't for us. I'm simply glad it worked out then. All right, NVIDIA in India. Here, we have a really diverse ecosystem. The first thing you need to understand is that you have to start with the infrastructure ecosystem before you can develop an AI ecosystem in any sector or nation. We declared that we are collaborating with Yotta, ETA Communications, and other partners to establish essential computer infrastructure in India. We will have almost 20 times as many computers in India by the end of this year compared to just a little more than a year ago. That's how much infrastructure there is. We work at almost every company's IT department worldwide. The industries that you and I have developed over the past few decades are undergoing significant change due to tectonic movements and seismic activity. Let's discuss that today. Before we begin, though, I would want to express my gratitude to all of our amazing partners with whom we are collaborating to revolutionize the IT sector in India. That you are all here with us today makes me very happy. They brought the idea of IT to the globe. The concept of general-purpose computing was first introduced by the IT sector as it exists now. They discussed multitasking, I/O subsystems, a central processing unit, CPU, and the operating system layer, which separates hardware and application software. IBM explained application family compatibility so that you may take advantage of your hardware's install base to execute your program for an extended amount of time. In order to avoid wasting the money you spend on software and software usage each time you purchase new hardware, they explained the architectural advantages that span generations. They acknowledged the significance of install bases, software investments, and the necessity of constructing machines that run the software architecture discipline in 1964. I just gave an overview of the modern computer industry, which is the foundation of the Indian IT sector. The modern form of general-purpose computing has been around for 60 years. That long-term faster computing has the potential to have a much greater influence up till now. As a result, we have been working to accelerate one application domain after another for the past 30 years. There isn't a magical processor that can speed up everything in the world, which is the only reason this has taken so long. Because you would simply refer to it as a CPU if it were capable of doing that. In one domain after another, you must reimagine the computer stack, starting with the algorithms and moving down to the architecture, and then connecting it to applications on top. We have brought this framework, known as the QDA architecture, from one industry to another. But computer graphics is just the beginning. We are accelerating a lot of significant industries now. Lithography is essential to the production of semiconductors, including 5G radios, computer-aided engineering, simulation, and computational lithography. We recently revealed collaborations that will help us speed up the 5G software stack. Quantum computing in order to create the classical quantum hybrid computing of the future. Our gene sequencing software stack is called Parabricks. One of the most crucial projects that every business is working on is moving CVs from databases to knowledge bases in order to build AI databases. It seems that accelerated computing is employed everywhere because these acceleration libraries now span so many different disciplines. The reason for this is that we have implemented this design in almost every sector, domain by domain. The tipping point for accelerated computing, or CUDA, has now been reached. Something significant occurred a few years ago, perhaps 10 Arning method, What impact might deep learning have on the computer business if we were to discover methods to use it to solve other issues? And how would we alter each and every tier of the computing stack to completely reinvent computing if we were interested in doing so? If we think that the future is bright, and if we are thrilled about what deep learning can accomplish, we made the decision to commit our entire organization to pursuing this objective 12 years ago. The software development process is the foundation of our industry. Software 1.0 was created by programmers who would write algorithms, or what we call functions, to operate on a computer. And in order to forecast an output, we would apply it to input data. An algorithm that runs on a computer would be written in Python, C, Fortran, Pascal, or C++. It produces output when input is applied to it. Very conventionally, we had a good understanding of the computer model. Naturally, it also gave rise to one of the biggest industries in the world: particle physics, fluid patterns, and amino acids. We now understand the significance of a wide variety of data kinds. We have mastered a wide range of information representation techniques. We can transfer it to another modality in addition to having grasped its meaning. Translations from Hindi to Hindi, from pixels to images, image recognition, from words to pixels, image generation, from images/videos to words, captioning, from words to proteins, used for drug discovery, from words to chemicals, finding new compounds, and from amino acids to proteins, understanding the structure of proteins, are all excellent examples. These core concepts, which are basically a universal way to translate data from one modality to another, have produced a. If you want any changes made, please let me know. The demand for Blackwell was, quote, insane, as Jensen told CNBC, I believe, around a month ago. Therefore, I don't believe that's the issue. However, the timing doesn't seem to change at all. I believe Blackwell is prepared to leave. We stick to our slogan: you have to own NVIDIA into the Blackwell ramp. I believe Blackwell is fixed. I mean, when Blackwell is escalating, that's going to be the best time to own it. Therefore, I believe that the overheating problem we've experienced, especially with Blackwell, has been resolved. In my opinion, we anticipate a very small amount of volume to arrive in the October quarter, followed by a significant volume in the January quarter. And that's our perspective on NVIDIA. We will receive our money in a reasonable amount of time. Harsh. What are you trying to find then? Perhaps more importantly, what significant turning points will you be watching when we listen to the comments surrounding the earnings? Indeed, if we go back a year and a half, NVIDIA has been raising and beating $2 billion on a regular basis. In actuality, the quarters are increasing by almost $4 billion each. We therefore anticipate a $1.3 billion beat for the October quarter, which is just less than the $2 billion cadence. The reason for this is straightforward. The volume isn't there because Blackwell hasn't been released yet. We estimate that Blackwell will generate between $6 and $7 billion in sales by the January quarter. However, you could